Hey there, everyone. Welcome back. So today I'm doing Simic Frogs. This is another deck I've been wanting to dive into for the Bloomburrow creature types for Bloomburrow Standard. And this deck actually is really creature heavy. You can get your opponents spinning in all sorts of different directions and throw them off balance. And actually, if you're not careful with the way you sequence your triggers and your creature triggers for this deck, you can do it to yourself too. So I'll go over real quick how to get the best out of this deck. So it's running 30 creatures. They're all frogs. We have the Mistbreath Elder, really interesting one drop for as a 2/2, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you return another creature you control to your hand. If you do, you put a +1/+1 counter on Mistbreath Elder. Otherwise, you can return Mistbreath Elder to its owner's hand. So what that means is basically, if Mistbreath Elder is the only creature on the battlefield, you can ignore the return effect. But if you have another creature on the battlefield, you do have to return it to your hand, and then Mistbreath Elder gets the +1/+1 counters. That plays nicely into some of our other triggered abilities, but that being, you can recast that creature, and one of those creatures is Valley Mightcrawler. When you have another frog enter the battlefield under your control, it gets a +1/+1 counter and has trample. We have the 3 copies of Direport Mage. Is whenever one or more creatures you control leave the battlefield without dying, you can draw a card. That's pretty nice for a lot of card draw. Plus, it also has an ability to trigger its first ability by paying 1 and a blue and return another creature you control to its hand. This is really good for blocking really big creatures and bouncing those blockers back to your hand so they don't die. We have 3-Tree Scribe, which really takes advantage of creatures leaving the battlefield under your control but not dying. That lets you put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control each time that triggers. We have a Pawn Prophet, which is an ideal target for returning to your hand from the Mistbreath Elder or Direport Mage, also triggering the 3-Tree Scribe, but lets you draw a card when it enters. So it's a repeatable bounce effect if you're able to continuously return it to your hand. Another card that's really useful is Long River Lurker. Gives all your frogs Ward 1, and it has Ward 1 itself, and also when it enters, you can have a creature you control not be blocked, and when that creature deals damage to your opponent, you can exile it, and when you do, you can return it to the battlefield. Once again, that's another ability that triggers the 3-Tree Scribe and the Valley Mightcaller. So that's pretty good. Plus, we also have Clement, the Worrywart, 3/3 frog, legendary creature that has vigilance. Has a similar ability. Whenever Clement, Worrywart, or another creature you control enters, you can return up to 1 creature you control with lesser mana value to its owner's hand. Plus, it gives your frogs mana ability to add green or blue to your mana pool, but that can only be spent on creature spells, which is fine with this deck because most of your cards in this deck are frog creatures. Then we have 4 copies of Dream Dew and Trancer, 3/4 Reach Frog Wizard, and when it enters, you can tap up to 1 target creature and put 3 stun counters on it. If you control that creature, you can draw 2 cards. So it's pretty good for moving some of your opponent's big creatures out of the way by tapping them down with the stun counters, or you can target one of your own creatures, put those stun counters on it, and then using one of the bounce or exile effects from Clement, Long River Lurker, Direport Mage, or the Mistbreath Elder, you can return that creature you control that has those stun counters back to your hand, kind of bypassing tapping your own creature down, and you still get the draw effects from the Dream Dew Elder. Then we move on to the non-creature spells. We've got 3 Into the Floodmaw, good way to bounce one of your opponent's creatures or permanents back to their hand if you gift them a tapped fish. And then we have 3 copies of Polywop, which costs 1 less to cast for each frog you control, and then target creature you control deals damage to twice its power to a creature you don't control. Pretty nice there. The deck runs 24 lands. The notable lands in this deck are 4 Cavern of Souls for all your frogs. We do have 1 Restless Vinestock. I found 1 is probably just right due to its activation cost, and you're going to be spending most of your mana to recast all your stuff anyway, so 1 copy seems just right. 4 copies of the Botanical Sanctum, so it enters the battlefield untapped early on. We do have 1 Oak Hollow Village, which is pretty good. This deck is probably the best deck for the Oak Hollow Village because you continuously recasting your frogs or having your frogs come into play, and you're able, if you have free mana available, you can use it to put a +1/+1 counter that on one of your creatures that just came back in, and then the rest are basic land. So that's the deck. Pretty wild, a lot of stuff going on there, and it's pretty fun to play. So we'll go ahead and try it out, and you can see it in action. But before we hop on the ladder, just a quick reminder, if you're liking the videos and you want to stay up to date on all the Bloomburrow Standard stuff I'm doing, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It definitely helps me out there, and you'll get notified when I post a new video. And if you're liking the videos, hit that like button too. But anyway, that's the deck. Let's go ahead and hop on the ladder and see if we can bounce our ways to some big wins here. Okay, so we're on the on the play. Yeah, it's pretty good. Let's go ahead and keep this. Bummer. Okay, that's good. Oh, that's fine though. We'll do the long river looker. Make our guy unblockable, and then we'll attack and blink it back. Nice. See how we want to do this. We have 4 mana to spare. I think we'll cast the Might Caller. Cast the Pawn Prophet. We'll bounce the Bat. Maybe we'll do the Might Caller. Bounce the Bat. And then recast the Miss Breath Elder. Let's go ahead and do that. Bounce that back there. Nice. Okay. And we'll go ahead and attack here. That's pretty good. We'll have to lock him down with the transfer. I think we'll do a Pawn Prophet. We should be able to get the win here, though. Nice. Swing for lethal. Yeah, that's the way the deck's supposed to work. Okay, yeah, it's a pretty fast hand here. We'll keep it. We'll do the Elder, then the 3-tree Scribe, and the Long River Looker. Be an interesting matchup against this red deck. Decline. No attacks. Yeah, it's gonna get pretty big here. Gonna have to let that damage through. So I did that, cast 2 of those so we can use the Polywop on the Scop. Go ahead and attack first. And then, while we can, let's see if they'll let us kill it. But kill one of these elders, or damage to us, but yeah. Let's see here. Interesting. Yeah, interesting how we didn't get that second trigger. I just must have misaligned the stack there. Got to block. We'll block the Swift Spear. Yeah. So we'll just go ahead and attack here. And then we'll do do those there. If they have the right number of non-creature spells. Oh. Ah, interesting. Ah. That'll do it. That's lethal. It's a rough one. Ooh. That's a tough hand. Kind of slow. We have 3 mana. Do we have the bounce spell to buy us a little bit of time? I think we'll have to keep it. Not the best hand, but it is playable. Uh-oh. We're playing against the artifact deck, it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and... yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play the Restless Vinestock. Couldn't play any turn 2 frogs, so just wait to do that on this on turn 2. Oh, there's one. Huh. Let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and pass. Playing all these now so we can establish a board presence. They'll tap one of our guys down. For the next turn, we'll play the lurker. Give our guys ward. Ouch. Yeah, might as well. We'll come back. Actually, we don't have to exile it, but... I'll decline there. And we'll pass. Too bad we can't bounce our own creature back. Oh, that's right, same mana value. So we'll go. Go ahead and attack with the Might Caller. I'll pass there. Don't really have any good options there. I think I'll go ahead and bounce Urza back. Let's see here. Yeah, that's fine. Well, we can't do that. Oh, it's got to be lesser mana value. I keep forgetting that. So we'll submit 0. We'll make that unblockable. Decline there. that back. We'll tap that creature down. Alrighty. Let's see here. Submit 0 there. Make that unblockable. Now go ahead and attack here. Yeah, we'll take action with that one. Bounce him back. Lock that down. Decline. Nice. It's tricky, but we were able to get it. Alrighty. Yeah, we'll keep this. No blocks there. Let's see, what is the Coruscation Mage do? Offspring, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature deals damage to each opponent. Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and cast the Dire Port Mage. Let's see. See if they want to trade. Didn't think so. Go ahead and block there. Yeah, I'll take action. Didn't draw a card off of that, but I wanted to get the counter on the Valley Might Caller. Go ahead and attack like so. Yeah, I'll go ahead and pass. Oof. Okay, that's the only attack. Alrighty. See if they want to play anything else before we bounce it back. Let's see here. Yeah, let's go ahead. Alright. Let's see here. And we'll go ahead and attack with everything there. Alrighty, so let's see here. Lethal gets through. Let's make sure it does. We'll activate this. Bounce that guy back. Get some counters here. Nice. Sweet. Able to navigate again. Yeah, it's a playable hand. We got 3 mana. Give it a shot. The mage. I'll go to combat. Attack there. This is the one that gets oh, celebration +0/+2. Okay. Let's have that fizzle. And we'll go ahead and pass. Go ahead. Bounce my pawn profit back to my hand. Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead. Attack here. Yeah, we'll pass. Get this Dower Port Pawn Profit combo going. Block like so. No. Bounce back to our hand. I think we'll just go ahead and cast the Grimdew Elder, lock down the Challenger there, and then we'll go ahead and attack you. Depending on what they do, we'll block with the Trancer and bounce it back, and then we'll lock down some of their more other creatures next turn. Okay. I'll block like that. I have a feeling they have a trick in their hand, so we'll see what they decide here. Yeah, they're holding something. It's pretty good. We're gonna take some heavy damage, but that's fine. Because now we're going to be able to lock down their only blocker. And let's see here. We have 9. And let's go ahead and attack here. Okay. And nice, we got him there. Alrighty, so that was the Simic Frogs deck. Definitely a fun deck to play. Can get kind of crazy there, as you saw, where we got things bouncing and blinking around and making our stuff unblockable, putting counters on things, and just causing all sorts of problems for our opponents. Couple things about the deck that I did notice as I was testing is I think I might actually would take a copy of the Mistbreath Elder out and maybe put in another Clement or another non-creature spell. Reason why is the Mistbreath Elder is really good when you have other creatures on the battlefield, returning stuff like the Three Tree Scribe or the Pawn Prophet or the Long River Lurker or the Dream Dew and Trancer. But if you end up in a scenario where you have nothing but Mistbreath Elders on the battlefield, you're going to end up having to return all of them to your hand because the triggered ability sees the other Mistbreath Elders, and even though you might want to return another Mistbreath Elder to your hand, but targeting it with the other abilities, they end up seeing each other, and ultimately the triggered ability ends up returning all the Mistbreath Elders. So you're not able to kind of isolate it to just one frog. It has to be a different frog each time, which ends up wiping your own board with multiples of them on the battlefield. So I'd probably just go down to 3 copies. But they are great with other cards that benefit when you return things to your hand. And then the other thing, we didn't really see it much in many of the games, but when you have Clement on the battlefield and you want to cast a bunch of creatures and empty your hand, make sure to spend your creature, the mana from your creatures first. That way you have mana, your land mana available to pay for your non-creature spells or any kind of activated ability you might have, because Clement's ability doesn't grant your creatures the ability to use that mana on anything but creatures. So just something to keep in mind there. But it's definitely a fun deck. I would also say make sure you get a lot of reps in with the deck. That way you can understand the way things play out, what you want to return to your hand, what you want to exile, what you want to make sure the sequence you have things on the battlefield so you can get your +1/+1 counters, things like that. When you want to target your own creatures with a Dream Dew and Trancer, and when you want to target your opponent. And the only way to really learn that is by just playing a bunch of games, and that'll help you get the hang of it. But once you get the hang of it, you're going to be so powerful with this deck that your opponents aren't going to know what to do. They're just going to scoop. So just something to keep in mind. So I'm going to make sure to leave a link to the deck list in the video description if you want to check it out. It's definitely a fun deck to play if you're into the frog creature type or just want to try out all the different creatures for Bloomburrow. The frogs are really fun. So hope you enjoyed it. But anyway, I think that'll do it for today's video. I'll be back again soon for more Bloomburrow Standard. But until then, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again next time. Y'all take care.